I need a sound effect for that too. Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Spilling Ink, the talk show that takes you behind the book to meet the authors and professionals in the publishing industry. We are back this week with some fan favorites. I'll let them introduce themselves in just a bit. And of course, my co-host Jane. How you doing, Jane?
I'm doing great. It's finally warm in Connecticut.
Sorry.
Summer's coming. I don't know about you guys, but I dread summer.
Oh, I love
summer. I like summer.
I go to Maine, so I'm happy.
Oh, see, you get to escape. That's easy. I got the broiling heat. I become the lobster we were talking about earlier before we started the show.
So you turn into the sea roach.
Dreaming about the heat.
That's awesome. Oh, you guys missed
Let's go ahead and introduce our guest this week. Bryan, I'm going to let you go first.
Hey, everybody. I'm Bryan Tann. It says so right there. I am the two people ahead of me, those ones. I work for them, and I also write with the female one. I'm the author of the Darklands saga, which will be getting a re-release TBD. Invincible Heart, re-release date June 15th, and Unbreakable Mind, which is available now. I also laugh and make fun of you. I know you can't read, Jeremy. That's okay. I'll speak it to you. Don't worry. The audiobook of Invincible Heart will be coming out as well, so I'll speak it to you.
There you go. All right, Kindra, Ed, go for it.
Okay, I'm Kindra Sowder. I am co-founder of Burning Willow Press, and also an author. I co-wrote Invincible Heart and Unbreakable Mind with Mr. Bryan Tann. I've got Permutation Archives, Miss Hyde novellas, Executioner trilogy, a lot of stuff. It is a lot. It's like 25 plus. Okay.
I know.
She's a machine. She's a writing machine.
Yes, I made her in my chemistry lab.
Brian would know better than anybody because we're actually working on something right now. And every time he sends me something back, like hours later, he's already got something else. He's like, okay.
Yeah. I have not written this much since I wrote Invincible Heart. So
You're welcome.
All right, tell me how the writing process works for you guys, because partnerships are different for each author. So how are you guys working it?
Very well, what I've seen.
Yeah, we with this one we go back and forth.
What's up, Joe?
Joe Compton. Yep. I got drunk talking to him once. I got drunk talking to these guys too. But no, we with the Interstellar, which is our next joint project, we just go turn for turn, and we go turn for turn back and forth. And with Invincible Heart, though, it was kind of different because Invincible Heart's a spinoff of the Permutation Archives. So I sent things to get sort of an authorization, and Kendra made little, she made points here and there and suggestions and everything as well. So now writing it as straight 50-50, it's still pretty much the same thing, except now I have to try to keep up with her, which is like the tortoise trying to keep up with the DeLorean going 80
and
miles per hour.
And that's really bad, too, because I started writing by hand instead of on the computer to save my eyes a little bit. So I'm still moving along just as fast as ever. And poor Bryan, I don't know if he can keep up.
Oh, I can keep up. We also have with this project, we've got a little rivalry going. I am trying to make Kindra cry.
Good luck. I can't even.
Good luck with that. I've made him cry a couple times, so now it's like it's war.
It's war.
He swears he's going to get me. He hasn't done it yet, but he says he's going to.
You could literally have a character kick a puppy, and she'd be like, "Yes, do it."
Well, she kicks hellhound puppies. I broke that news on Writer Imperfect last night. Kendra kicks hellhound puppies.
I do.
Yes, and I'm a hellhound apparently.
Yeah, so I t-shirts.
Oh wow! Apparently, I have feedback in the background. That's
Everybody else hearing
I'm not getting a shirt that says hellhound on it. till I get a coffee mug that says bullshit filter on it. Anybody who's read Invincible Heart will know what that's from.
Absolutely. You know what? Now, because I'm being told that I can't do it, now I will do it.
Oh, he's gonna pull up one.
Joshua Robertson
Even
just said that
Josh
you
said you
can't do it.
can't do it. I think it's going to be impossible.
There is no such thing as impossible.
Brian, just go. Challenge accepted.
Challenge accepted.
Throw down the gauntlet.
Boom. See this? This is an infinity gauntlet. Boom.
I'm an unstoppable force.
I don't know. I think we need to take odds on this and throw some money in there.
Somebody throw a poll up. Joe Compton, throw a poll up. And go in there. Throw a poll up. I'll go vote 50 or 60 times on this one.
Now, what's the word count goal for you guys on this shared project?
250,000. Oh wait, never mind.
I don't think we actually discussed that. I think it's just kind of write it and see where it goes and see where we feel like a good stopping point is. Because I think this is probably going to be one of the longest I've ever worked on, considering where it is now and where we keep talking about it going. So I think it's probably going to be pretty big.
Yeah. I gave up a long time ago trying to do the whole word count thing. Because I always go way over what I want to do, and then when I don't go as high as I want to, I feel like it's crap and I feel like it's too short. But then when it gets edited and when it goes through formatting, it's like, wow, that's actually pretty long. Okay, never mind. So right. I just write until it's done.
Let me ask you this, because I know everybody's got a different writing style. And when it comes to first drafts, especially if you guys are kind of piggybacking off of each other, is it kind of a write as much as you can just in basic format, like almost a skeleton draft that you're doing, and then you add more later, or are you layering over each other when you're writing?
Well, the cool thing about this one is that we're actually writing back and forth between two different perspectives of two different characters. So he'll write one, and then I'll go and I'll write the other one. We've just been kind of going back and forth that way. I don't see any reason why at some point we wouldn't be going back to add more, because of course there's always more you can elaborate on. But it's hard sci-fi, alien invasion kind of stuff, so I don't see any reason why we wouldn't be going back. It's this kind of like a bare bones kind of first draft.
Yeah, that's literally what it is. It's just the first draft. And we're just gonna go from there.
Okay.
Yeah, I know Katie and I are writing, and she took off and started writing the second chapter or the end of the book, and I went and started writing the first one, and then I looked at her stuff. I'm like, oh, she's in third person. I was writing it first, so I had to go back and change mine. I'm like, okay, well.
Whoopsie daisy.
Yeah, but we never talked. We talked about the storyline. We talked about the things, but we never talked about whether it was going to be, third person, first person, past, or present. Like, oh, okay.
Just happened.
Yeah.
I know you usually write a lot of third person, Katie, so I should have known that.
So yeah, I'm primarily writing third person.
Is anybody else hearing the echo? Because I'm hearing it too.
A little bit.
A little bit.
I'm wondering where it's coming from. Does anybody have the Facebook open at the same time?
Not in the room with me. Hang on.
No, we don't have anything else.
No,
open
we don't have anything.
No, I've even been messing with my levels a little bit. I hear some. I don't know. I even did it myself. Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Thank you.
It's weird. It's like traveling because it was on Brian for a second. Now I think it's on me.
Well, Josh is saying it's on our side because he doesn't hear when we're talking. I don't know what the hell's going on.
I don't know. It's the aliens.
Probably.
Yeah, we're being taken over as we speak.
More than likely.
Dang it, that happened a lot sooner than I planned.
I believe.
Yeah, really.
I believe it's them damn UN helicopters.
That's better. All right, Joe.
Whatever somebody
Hey,
did.
Joe.
Okay, I don't know what the hell we did, but okay, because
Maybe I should.
Anyway, I'll take this quick opportunity to introduce myself. I'm Edd Sowder, Vice President of Burning Willow Press, and I am not an author. And Katie said that we were professionals. That's really funny.
Wow, it really sounded like you were on TRL circa 1998 with that one. My name is Edd Sowder.
I'd say a quick moment. I can't monopolize all the time on the show. I try to do that on Josh's as it is.
Yeah, I realize that I end up just like looking in the mirror and talking to myself as if like I'm being watched, like I'm Truman or something.
I gave up doing that in my teenage years. I'm like, no, that's just not going to work.
Yeah.
You mentioned that though, but we all kind of make the rounds on all of the indie shows. We all kind of, visit each other's shows very often too. We're kind of like almost family in that way.
Oh, I agree with that. I try to be family with everybody in
Absolutely.
the industry. I try to treat all my authors like their family. And eventually you get pissed off at your brother or sister or cousin or whatever. You have to slap a bitch down or something. But it happens. And at the end we're all friends. And if somebody gets disowned, well, it's their choice.
You had to do something bad to get disowned.
Yeah.
Yeah, you pretty much do with BWP. You have to do something pretty serious for me to say, you know what, you're done.
I'd say with just like with this group in this session today in general, you've got to really screw up to make one of us mad enough to where we're no longer going to speak with you.
Yeah. What's funny is as much as I say that I'm not a people person, I really am. But if you don't get along with me,
you're kind of screwed in the head. Brian's the easiest person. I can call Brian up after this show. We'll talk for 3 hours just about bullshit. Because, I'd be the crazy. Joe, you are the crazy.
Yeah, seriously. Joe's that cousin. Joe's
He's like cousin Eddie.
Yeah, he really is. Merry Christmas, shitter's full. And he also fills up your new girlfriend when he's drunk at like the cookout. There, we're all family here. Oh wait, or maybe that just happens in my family. I don't know.
Now you've gone like too creepy. Joe's not that creepy. You gotta pull it back a little bit.
Yeah, Joe says Joe likes to tell like the embarrassing stories about you.
No, he likes to make you tell the embarrassing stories about yourself.
I have a list of questions that I've got to answer for him regarding that. I told him I wanted to be a part. He sent me this questionnaire, and I'm like, how the fuck am I going to answer this? Holy shit. So I emailed him. I go, hey, what kind of premise do you want with this? And he says, oh, man, just lay back, easy going, do a video. People like videos. And I'm like, yeah, okay, I can do that. And I'm thinking in the back of my head, this is going to be fucked up.
Joe really is. Plus, that hat is smoking. That hat is style.
That is his trademark.
Yeah, and if you can't get along with Joe, I don't even want to know you. We absolutely are. I always have fun when I get together with folks. Like I look forward to these. I really do. I really do. And what's cool is, and I've talked about this on Spiling Ink. I've talked about this on like every show that I've been on. Get yourself into a really, really good, positive community of other authors and everything. When you're first starting out, that's the best thing that you can possibly do, because when you do it, it makes the trials and tribulations of this business so much easier.
The busyness of this business.
The busyness of this business, and just the hard times. The times when you put a book out and you love it so much. Thanks, Joe. And no one leaves a review, or you put art copies out to people and no one does anything with them that they promise you they're going to do, or the hard stuff of this business. Mm-hmm. When you have good folks around you and you have yourself a good community around you, it makes it so much easier, and they do become your family.
You find your tribe.
And it's like I was saying on Josh's show last night, you've got to have a support system backing you
absolutely
all the time.
Writer Imperfect is one of my favorite shows to sit in on.
Same here, and I love being on here.
Week or other week or whenever Josh lets me come back because I overstay my welcome sometimes.
Sometimes.
And Jeremy, you know what's funny? I have to address Jeremy because Jeremy's like, I have to come back to New England for a reunion. I was just there 2 months ago, man.
And missed Jim apparently because he's like, dude, you need to come back. So I got to do a couple of shout outs real quick too. Julia, it's a pleasure to get to know you in the future. Thank you very much for sending me a friend request. And Patricia, thanks for watching. Donna, love you to death. You know that already.
I like that.
One of our editors, and she's going to be releasing a book.
She is quite literally one of the best editors ever. Because when she was editing for me and Santiago and Songified, like there are certain things I didn't even realize what the difference was. Even though I am this big science nerd, didn't know the difference between a meteor and a meteorite, and she boiled it all down for me right there. And it's like, okay, here, this is what this is.
Are they both pieces of rock?
Kinda.
Then what's the difference? They're
She
both
was
pieces of rock.
fantastic.
Hey, when it comes to science fiction, you better get it right.
Yep.
Yeah.
True.
That's
true.
So that's why
That
it's
is
good
true.
to have a good editor with a good science background too, and Donna's definitely one of those.
And that's why I was glad Ed edited Invincible Heart and Unbreakable Mind because he's a science douche.
Oh yeah,
Just a science douche. That's right. I proudly display my science douchery.
Now you need that.
I will get it, science douche.
You know what? Everyone gets all these ideas for shirts off of things I say. When am I getting royalties for these? I'm a hellhound puppy kicker. Science douche. What's the other one I came up with? That's almost $1 right there. I should get
Hashtag bullshit filter.
Hashtag bullshit filter.
Oh, I like that one. I really like that one.
Well, you read Invincible Heart and Unbreakable Mind, you know where that comes from. That's an inside joke.
It is a small part of the story that I just laughed my ass off at. And I called Bryan up and I said, dude, I am seriously going to get you a coffee mug that says that. He's like, oh, that would be great. Give me an extra one so I can do a giveaway. I'm like, you know these fuckers cost me money.
Yeah.
Well, see, there you go, Bryan. There's your new business. You make the t-shirts and then you make the money off of people buying them.
That's a good idea. That is not. What was the one I did before? I think I was like Brain Dead Gorilla or something. I can't remember. I have to look it up. I know it's on my Facebook somewhere. I have to look it up because I had another hashtag one too.
You could just have the hashtag collection of shirts.
Hashtag worthy.
Yeah. There you go.
Hashtag worthy. Hashtag worthy of Bryan Tann.
Hashtag Jason's bum. When Jason showed his bum that time.
Oh God!
Next time,
when I was drinking wine out of the baby bottle. Yeah, Jane, you weren't there.
You weren't there for that one.
Like,
I was drinking wine out of a baby bottle, and Jason showed his butt.
He just stood up to show us something with his underwear.
That's what happens when you take time off.
I know. I've had a weird year, so.
I miss the shenanigans on Drinks with Authors. Apparently, we can't get it under control.
I'll tell you one thing. The next time I'm on Drinks with Authors, I'm actually going to get a bottle of Fireball.
Ooh, Fireball.
That is my favorite liquor.
We're on our way.
Because that is my hashtag meat puppet.
There you go.
That was one of them. Yep, that was it. Hashtag meat puppet. Leave it to the Fang Mom. Remembering things.
Oh yeah.
Talk about an awesome person.
Right there.
Patricia is an awesome person.
She really is.
She's a lot of fun to write with too. Me and her wrote Vindicta together, and it was so much fun. Like she's so outside of the box too, and so weird like I am. So it was perfect.
It was like the box got burned. There was no box or spoon.
Oh, I didn't know it was up there.
Oh,
So we're sharing the love today about all of the community members that we use as soundboards, use for encouragement, use as just motivation to keep going. Let's talk about how we found our communities. So who wants to start?
Kicking and screaming.
She
cut off one of my legs.
For me.
I cut the leg off and he couldn't run.
And
so that's really what happened to Ed's leg. The mystery of Ed's leg has finally been solved tonight on Spilling Ink.
Not only did she cut it off, she beat me with it and said, "You're gonna do this." Okay. She made me. She's mighty.
Oh man, Kindra is dangerous, man.
Yeah. See, you can't make her cry.
I told you my money is on Kindra.
Hey, don't sleep on.
I've only seen her cry one time.
Rudy got into a game and he got a sack. Remember that. Rudy got into a game and he sacked a guy. Okay, remember that.
This will be one of those circumstances where you will try so hard, and if you don't succeed, you're a failure. If you do succeed, then you're going to feel bad for making her cry. When she's not a crier, then you're going to be like, oh shit, I really did it. Oh no.
Yeah, there's really no winning in this.
No,
This is a zero-sum game here.
He's going to go on the Facebook universe and say that he won.
and I'll be like, okay, you do realize I have to live with her, right?
So Ed's going to be like, you made my wife cry. Then everyone's going to be like, wow, you made Kindra cry. Dick.
That's mean.
You know what? We hate you now. We're not going to buy any of your books ever. And then I'm going to be blacklisted forever. And then I'll end up writing books in Calcutta that no one's going to
Hashtag I made Kindra cry.
Hashtag it was me.
New shirt.
There you go.
I've got a quick question though.
And then on the back knot.
Who do you think is more famous on Instagram, Katie or Zoe?
Zoe. Definitely Zoe.
Zoe is way more famous.
Every time you put a picture up of Bitty Ballerina, like, say something like she's
or
so
the videos
cute.
where she's dancing. Oh, she's so cute.
What's crazy though is that she has that real intense glare, like Black Swan, or freaking like Showgirls. I'm gonna push you down the stairs.
I mean, she looks like she gets all Tanya Harding on people.
I'm scary. She gives scary looks. It's like
I see Katie now holding up her cell phone to take a picture. Zoe, and then the next thing you know, she looks at her like, "I'll kill you."
I'm serious. She's like the cutest little thing, and as soon as you pick her up to hug her, she's gonna cut your throat. She's like Gage in Pet Cemetery.
Yeah. The original, not the remake.
Yeah, the original. Hashtag Katie's daughter gives me nightmares.
There you go. It's not a joke. It really isn't. I always say that one will rule the world if she lives that long.
She's gonna be cryogenically freeze stuff. She'll live forever.
No, what she's gonna end up doing is she's gonna end up realizing she's gonna be like the first documented human to have superpowers, and then she's just gonna have a bad day, and next thing you know, apocalypse. Hashtag Katie's daughter ended the world.
In the office, he'd be like, "Oh shit, that's right."
I discovered right now how we can cure global warming. Katie's daughter's just going to wear polar ice caps.
That's right, Patricia. Nobody puts baby in the corner. No one makes Kindra cry. See, I got you.
There we go. Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Wow, everyone's against me.
You don't weight on your shoulders yet, weighing you down.
Yeah, no. My manatee shoulders can only take but so much.
I told you it's a zero-sum game. You can't win this one.
Yeah.
He already
Even
so
if I win, I lose.
done it yet.
I know.
You say, you know what? I'm not worthy. I'm not worthy.
Yeah, I almost feel like I should just bow out, but the competitor in me won't let it happen.
Just sing.
I've already
I
got
can't.
We need to flip the game though. Can Kindra make Bryan cry?
Yes.
Already did.
But you know what? To be fair, she caught me at my most
Whatever. Doesn't
vulnerable.
matter. A cry is a
Caught
cry.
me when I was vulnerable.
I still win.
Yeah.
But
I
you
believe
can't do it again. You can't do it again.
Yeah, and I will.
No, you won't. I have decided. You know what? I put a picture of Katie's daughter up against my chest. Now my heart is frozen.
Oh, God.
So let it go. Let it go.
Princess from Frozen? That's wrong.
Yeah, she froze my chest with a glare. She's like Medusa. Wow. It went from how did you get into your writing community to comparing Katie's daughter to mythological
Answer that question. I mean, I just said that I was dragging, kicking and screaming, and we went way off.
And we start talking.
Yeah.
I'm running this show.
I came in because of technically I met Kindra through TJ Weeks because we both wrote in TJ Weeks's Painted
We were
Mayhem.
both in Painted Mayhem together. It was.
Yep. And then I read The Harvested. Now we had talked back and forth, but it was more like, hey, how's it going? It was great writing with you. Yeah, it was great.
Yeah, it was awesome. Yeah, cool.
And then I just came at her and was like, I'm reading The Harvested. I love it. I've got an idea for a spinoff. And that's how I got in.
Rest is history.
Yep, that's how I came in. And then I met Katie. I met everyone that I've met because of Kindra. Well, because of TJ. And then
So we go back and blame TJ for
By
all
association.
yeah, so we blame TJ. It's
I will
all
call
TJ.
him that.
TJ and Chris, because Chris Weeks heard me audition to read the audio book for TJ's book Unfleshed.
Okay.
And then we got tight then. And then he convinced me to write in Painted Mayhem, which I did. And I think everyone read every story in that book but mine. Because the only reason why I say that is because every review mentions everyone else's stories but mine.
Made it so good, they didn't know what to say.
I can't review it because I'm in it, Brian.
Right.
That's true. Well, you know what though? What was funny is that when I first got on Amazon and I made my author page, and it's like, oh, are these your books? Every book, every anthology, everything that my name was on came up, but Painted Mayhem. I actually had to go to Amazon and be like, dude, I was on this too. And they came back. At first, they said, no, you weren't. I'm like, yeah, I was. And then like 2 weeks later, they added it to my list. Oh man!
Totally the Invisible Man.
It's like, how do you not see this? This is
I was
enough.
like, it's kind of hard to believe.
Like you can't miss this. Who misses a manatee on legs?
I can't tell you how many times I'm on the phone a week with KDP and Amazon or stupid shit like
All
that.
the
So it doesn't
time.
surprise
All
me.
the time.
Yeah, and that's another thing too, and that's another great reason to have a good community with you too, because when you're having issues, the people in your community have probably had the same issue, and they can help you fix it.
Yes.
Exactly. Yes.
Or if you're me, they can sit back and go,
Yeah, because
you wanted to be a publisher.
when Ed gets mad at something, the only person that rants and raves harder than Ed does when he's pissed is me.
You guys have never seen me that mad. You've never seen me that mad.
Now, as an author, it would be good to have an Ed in your corner, somebody who can
absolutely.
just go after him and just unleash.
And he
my
does,
God.
and then I get to hear about it when I get home from my day job.
You want to be a part of it.
You
so I
would
tell
not
you.
believe what
You
I
would
read
not believe the
today.
stupid shit these morons in wherever the hell customer service is and for Kindle support are that don't even they speak English, but they're so polite you want to strangle them.
Stop being nice.
Look, they were saying my frustration. It's like, oh, I'm very sorry for your disruption. What did you just say, dude? Huh? I didn't hear that. Say it again. Oh, do you have a supervisor I can speak to?
Damn it, cop attitude at me because I'm angry. Do it now.
That's the worst though, when you're pissed off and you're trying as hard as you can to get your message across and they're killing you with kindness and you feel like I can't fully unleash because they're so goddamn nice.
You are probably the sweetest person ever. Like, I would invite you somewhere and you would bring food. I hate you for your
I'm so angry.
God bless you. That would be a great t-shirt. I hate you for your kindness. God bless you. No, like I'm serious. Having it
with their kindness.
Yes. I will kill you with your own kindness. I will have a brass knuckles with kindness on it and beat you with it. That's going in a book.
My kindness, brass knuckles.
I'm gonna get kindness engraved in my gun.
Okay.
So I've got a question for everybody. Where's the weirdest place you've met a fan or made a fan?
I have fans.
Oh my God, Anita.
The nice ones are the easiest to crush.
I know of one instance.
Imagining her just crushing them.
Oh, I can just see Anita right now. She just grabbed like the nicest person in the world, just like, yeah, you're going into my Parmesan cheese grinder. You like more?
You're kind of in Olive Garden.
I think for Kindra, we were sitting at a Ruby Tuesdays, and the waitress recognized her.
Ooh,
That's awesome.
The funny thing is, though, is that I had actually gotten up to go to the salad bar, and she said it to him.
Yeah, she walked
And I
over and
got to
goes,
hear about it when I got back.
"Is the girl with you?" I go, "My wife." Yes, she is. And she goes, "No, well, okay, but is Kindra Sowder the author?" And I go, "Yeah, it is." She goes, "Oh my God." A celebrity at my table. I go, "Why don't you tell her that when she gets back? Because she's gonna love that."
I'm not quite there yet.
And the funny thing is that she didn't really say a word to me about it.
She was an
But she took my order and she did everything I needed her to.
Like that. It's kind of nice.
See, I haven't had that. I have. Well, what's funny is that my fiance Sharon, she's like,
Awesome. Yeah, we know.
yeah. What's funny is that she took like I had all these business cards, and it's like, what the hell am I gonna do with all these? I can't give them away. And she would keep them in her purse, and just like anytime we struck conversation up with people, she'd be like, yeah, you know he's an author. And she would start giving business cards. So I think the weirdest place that I might have potentially met a fan is at Dairy Queen.
Oh, hell yeah.
I was ranting and raving about Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. And this guy, his name is
As you
Jimmy.
do.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, dude, OSHA, really? I'm pretty sure the FDA will want to talk to Mr. Wonka about his gum. I'm sure the health department wants to know why Mr. Gloop is in the chocolate river and why is there chocolate in a river? So, and this guy was like, yeah, that's bullshit. And we just were like, and then she's like, yeah, and the guy's wife happens to go, wow, you're very creative. I wouldn't have thought of this. And she goes, well, of course he's creative. He's an author. And bam, there's a business card. I'm like, wow.
She's your personal assistant, Brian?
Damn near, yeah. What's funny is that, like, all right, if someone came to me and said, hey, I want to make one of your books into a movie, I'm like, yeah, you're going to have to speak to Edd Sowder about that. But here's Sharon.
Here's Sharon.
Talk to her first. But she's got the business cards of how you can reach them. So talk to her. And then I just walk away because I got to pretend to be Hollywood.
You know what? I think for me too, another weird one actually happened pretty recently at work. So I'm sitting at my day job. I'm on my lunch break. And it was the day before we had the signing with Santiago last week.
So Thursday.
Yeah. So last Thursday, oh God, what is he considered? He's actually, I think he's considered the VP of my department. I'm not sure. But he comes into the break room and he's asking everybody, hey, what are your weekend plans or stuff like that? I said, oh, I've got a shindig. And so he asked me what the shindig was. And I said, well, I have a book signing tomorrow at this little bookstore. And he was like, you're a writer?
Yeah. Yes, my talents don't stop at bankruptcy.
And I was like, yeah. I was like, yeah. And he said, published?
Thanks, James.
Yeah. Oh, do other people here know that? A few. Everybody should know that. So, like, I think it's set. Because he was like, you write under your name here, right? Yeah. So I think probably in the next week or so, I'm probably going to hear some stuff.
If he gets this Hyden one first. And
my boss, actually, when he found out that I write, he would tell people, be careful, he's going to bite you. He writes about vampires. He actually, that's how he introduced me to his wife. He goes, be careful, he bites. He writes vampire novels. And she looks at me, I just went, I can't disagree with the president of the company. And it's like,
yeah,
I might have like half flirted with the boss's wife, but I wasn't flirting. Oh my God.
It's all about interpretation.
Yeah, exactly.
Could it be construed in an HR department as being?
Hey, I'm just pretending that I partake in human flesh.
That's
worse, actually.
No.
Anita's Canadian and she pretends to kill people.
What about you, Katie?
That's called deflection, folks.
Jane, you have to tell your story about the airplane.
I will. But I want to hear yours first.
I don't have one. I don't have a crazy fan moment. I'm still waiting for my crazy fans to show up.
Oh, salad ass.
Which studio does Zoe practice at? Because I can make a phone call.
Uh-oh.
No, because you gotta be careful because if you make it about her mom.
Ballet now too, so she's going to be doing Thursdays and Fridays now.
Oh, this will be very easy to do.
Now you know what it
You
is.
gotta be careful, Ed, because if you make it about mom and not her, she might start coming at you with the glare.
She's got
You know what it is. I think I figured it out, Katie. Is that they're all lurking in the background because they've seen Zoe.
Oh, yeah.
She's
Yes.
like,
They're afraid to come out. She's your bodyguard.
Open child over there.
They're a little scared.
You know what that means?
you know what? And she loves mama. She will cling to me. Anytime I'm around people, she's like always right there, right in front of me, like holding on tight. So yeah, she can be my bodyguard.
Shy.
Yeah, she got
You know what
right
that
over the last when we were talking.
You know what that means? That means that when she finally moves out, you have to do your Whitney Houston impression.
Julia's gonna read my book next. Which book, Julia? Which one?
Yeah, she has one or two.
Gotta make sure it's a good one.
Yeah, so what's this airplane story?
Yeah, please.
Were you dissecting jive?
What? I listened. I'm like, what did he say?
You've never seen the movie Airplane?
Oh, he's definitely listening. Okay. I was actually coming back from South Carolina because my mom got sick down there and she was better and it was time to come home. So
Wait, details. What part of South Carolina?
Charleston.
Oh, love it down there. We're from Spartan.
My brother lives down there. My parents go 2 months a year. So
Okay, carry on.
anyway, I got to the airport. I got up to the thing, and I look up, and it's delayed. Now the flight kept getting delayed and delayed and delayed until it was after my connection. So I was like, "Oh my God, how am I going to get home?" Anyway, long story short, they finally got me on a plane like within like 5 minutes of takeoff. So I ran in. And I sat down. I'm in an exit row with this 20-something girl who was on her way home, and she had the same issue. She was on my flight originally and got on to this flight to get our connector. And we got laughing. I mean, I don't think I've ever laughed that hard on a plane with anybody. And it was just stress laugh. And then I finally said, oh, yeah, I forget what I said, but it was it was really, it was funny enough to make her burst out laughing. I mean, loud laughter. And I said, I got to put that in a book. Of course, I forgot it. And she goes, that's when she's like, oh, you're an author? I'm like, yeah. What do you write? And I said, paranormal suspense. And she was like, oh my God, that's my stuff. So she actually went online and bought my book right there. And she's like, think I can take a selfie with you so I can tell my mom I got a selfie with a famous person? And I'm like, famous? Sure. So she took a selfie.
That is
That's awesome.
That's better than my story. I mean,
That's a good
somebody doing anything with me. I don't have fans that meet me. I have stalkers.
Okay.
Rebecca Jonesy has been stalking me for months. I make it easy for her because I keep telling her where to find me. Now she's got my phone number too, and my address.
I've come in going, hey babe, who you talking to?
My stalker.
My stalker.
So if Rebecca's watching this by chance, love you, babe. Don't kill me.
I think
I'm sure she is. She's just under an assumed name. There you go.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear all that.
I said she couldn't make this episode. She'll watch the replay.
Oh, I'll get
Ooh.
Someone's in danger.
I need Zoe to come stay with us for about a week or two.
Katie's gonna end up having a new business. She's just sending her kid to random.
Rent Zoe out.
Oh yeah, that is right. She's with Issa.
Yeah.
She's having a party tonight. You know what's funny is I told Issa, I said, hey, don't have more fun than I would have, or don't party like I would. And she goes, psh, I've had way more decades of experience partying than you. You don't do what I do. And I'm like, that's man.
Yes, ma'am.
Learning to do.
I do. Apparently I do. I thought I was kind of a party animal, but apparently I'm not. Apparently,
Well, it must be an elitist party because we weren't invited to it.
Very
Right?
I mean, all right. So the one time I drank a whole bottle of gin and I woke up without my clothes, that is no reason to not invite me to the next shindig.
You get it every night. What the hell's wrong?
You know
So
what?
much for your tribe, Bryan.
You know what? I bet you if I had hair, I'd be invited.
No, you just back.
Hashtag bald lives matter. Oh,
See, I'm telling you, t-shirts. Make t-shirts.
that's what
Oh, the
I need to
t-shirt.
start doing. Hey, if Forrest Gump can become a millionaire just like doing nothing, I should be able to become a millionaire just with t-shirts. Oh man, this has been fun.
Yes,
It's
it
always
is.
fun.
It really
Well, I
is.
was saying before the show started, it's like, we don't really have to talk because I know Bryan will just keep it going for us.
Yeah. There's no such thing as a lull in discussion when I'm around. I could have fun in an insurance convention.
There we go. Yeah, video chat.
Nice.
See,
Why didn't I
just
think of
video
that?
chat?
Why didn't I think of that?
So wait a minute. If we get me and Bryan together at his wedding, is that going to be good?
Oh.
You hadn't thought about that, had you?
No.
Sharon, you hadn't thought about that yet, had you either?
I don't think she thought of that at all.
And then we got Katie coming too. It's a
And,
party.
and Jason's going to be there too. You better hope that he has got,
Jason's going to be there. There better
Yeah,
be
Jason's the minister.
he's officiating. You better make sure he
He's
doesn't go off track.
Yeah, he's gonna paint his whole upper torso blue and be the genie.
All right.
You have to make sure he stays on topic, Bryan.
I'll try, but you can't break the Jason LaVelle tangent. You just can't. I mean, God, why don't you just try to catch a rainbow?
Because I can do that.
And aren't
No,
we
you
trying to
can't.
get Joe to come with so that me and Joe can be commentators for the
Yes. And Katie and Joe are going to be commentators. Wow, he's going off on another tangent. Yes, this is the popular soup is stronger than the spoon.
the live stream event of the season. It'll be perfect.
That's going to be great. By then, people are going to be all over it. By then, people are going to be all over it. Like, holy crap, that's Bryan Tann. Yeah, that's that guy that writes those semi-mediocre books. Yeah, this guy's awesome.
Look at all these famous people at this famous person's wedding. It's so cool.
That's right. It's gonna be Forest Hills, just outside of Pittsburgh, and right near Monroeville Mall, where the original Dawn of the Dead was filmed. Yeah. Oh, rest in peace to Joe. I'm gonna butcher his last name, but Colonel Rhodes from Day of the Dead. He passed away this week.
Yeah, saw that.
Rest in peace to him. I mean, one of the best like horror movie villains, like an amazing horror movie villain. He was even like a pseudo bad guy in the original Dawn of the Dead too, but most of the scenes got cut in the original theatrical release. So rest in peace to Captain Rhodes, man.
On a lighter note, happy 80th birthday to Batman.
Happy 80th birthday to. Are you planning on watching the series finale of Gotham?
We haven't even watched the series premiere.
I watched a couple of episodes like when it first came out because I was interested. And I mean, Jada Pinkett as a comic book villain, she's actually kind of cool. And then I was like,
she's cool anyway. She's married to Will Smith.
Yeah, she really is. I am curious because I want to see the kid that's Bruce Wayne. They're apparently going to get an adult guy, and then they're going to CGI this kid's face on his body to be Batman, and it's like,
that sounds like a disaster.
Bad idea.
Yeah, but you know what? It can't be worse than Troll 2. So I should give it a try.
How do you always bring it back to that? You always find a way to bring it back.
Oh, because I didn't want to do the shameless plug, but I might as well. Shane Wilson and I are actually going to be recording the first episode of our podcast, The Plotaholics, tomorrow. And the topic of now Plotaholics, let me see if I can actually get this right, because we're not so much film critics. We are dissecting movies from an author's perspective, from storyline, story arcs, overall plot, character development, character arcs. And then we're going to rate things from a sort of how many, I think the final tally is going to be how many shots does it take to get through the movie 1 through 5. And here's a spoiler alert, 20 shots I needed to get through Troll 2. I forgot how horrible Troll 2 was. If you like bad movies, you have to watch it, but it is painful to sit through. It really is.
I can do it because I could barely make it through Sharknado.
Sharknado.
I watched that one time when I was sick, and I was just like, how did that ever?
Honestly, Sharknado is Shawshank Redemption compared to Troll 2. Okay, that's how bad Troll 2 is. Troll 2 is all right. Picture the worst physical pain you've ever felt.
I'm missing a leg, Brian.
Yeah, but yeah. So take that memory of that pain and then realize that your most sensitive part of your body is going to be hit with a rock wrapped in barbed wire repeatedly.
I don't want to be Lucille in that part of my body. That's Kindra's favorite.
Yeah, well, and it's still not enough.
So basically, it's as bad to you as watching 50 Shades of Grey was to me.
Oh, God.
I stopped watching it because I'm like, I couldn't read the book either. So we were watching.
You know, a movie and a book are bad when everyone is like, oh. I haven't even watched 50 Shades of Grey. I haven't watched it. I haven't read it. All I know is I want nothing to do with it. Someone told me, you got to watch it. And I was like, no. And I was like, but a chick is naked. I said, you know what? These aren't everything. And I was like, whoa. 50 Shades of Grey can't even grab my love of boobs to look at it. That lets you know it's a piece of crap.
Okay, so Troll 2 is better than that.
Yes, Troll 2 is better than 50 Shades of Grey, and that's saying something.
You know, in all actuality, the people who have made Troll 2 and 50 Shades of Grey are looking at this right now or in the replay or somewhere in the future or whatever. Bryan Tann, you've never made a movie. What the fuck do you know?
Oh,
I know a good movie from a shitty movie. That's what I know.
Great, sir.
And I was in West Side Story in high school.
Hey,
in high school.
sure, he may get movies, so maybe he'll have good movies and he'll know.
Yeah, because big things are happening at BWP every day.
I actually edited movies for my first job for the television station. So
Anything
you would know
that I would have seen?
that we can ream you over the coals for? Anything you would know that we can ream you over the coals for now?
Yes.
no. I took dirty words out of movies.
What?
It's a full movie.
Whoa.
So you were in the PMRC. I got you. Okay.
So you're
Censorship.
For cable.
So you took the good movies from cable and made it so they could be on regular TV. So
Yes.
it's your fault that Samuel L. Jackson said, "What is
Motherfucker.
mother clocking planes on these mother clocking planes." You know what?
Silence to them.
Because some of those edits are so hilarious. It's like, that ain't what he said, but it's so funny.
Yeah, we just silenced them except for when it was a Richard Pryor movie. Then we got the dubbed version.
Oh, jeez. How much did you? Which movie?
Any Richard Pryor movie.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
I'm pretty sure after a while, it's like, you know what? We can't put any more of Richard's movies on TV now.
Yeah, no.
I think
Richard Pryor was a master.
he was. If you
Except out the sailors be like, damn.
I mean, come on, the toy. Richard Pryor and Jackie Gleason
Great.
in a movie. Oh my God. And what's funny is that the movie is so blatantly racist, but it's hilarious.
Mhm.
Oh my God.
The worst movie I ever edited was Mr. Goodbar, I think it was, or something with Diane Keaton early on. It's it ends in a really violent scene. And I had to take out the sex part of it because she was naked and being killed but I had to have the killing scene. So it was frame by frame by frame by frame.
You covered up Diane Keaton's movies?
Yes, I did.
Monster.
I got yelled at because I missed an F-bomb in the Revenge of the Nerds, and the president of the company was watching it.
Nice! In Revenge of the Nerds? That is one of my favorite movies of all time. Yes! Yes! I am now Daniel Bryan. Yes! 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 But you took Diane Keaton's boobs away.
She died, okay?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That makes it better.
Well, that makes it better. There was
looking for Mr. Goodbar. So that's
I'm gonna have to look that up.
very
Hashtag Diane Keaton's boobs.
yes.
Wow. Someone's gonna sue me one of these days for talking. Like, yeah, Mr. Tann, we have a subpoena. You are no longer allowed to utter words.
oh.
But can I write them?
Yeah. You can still write them.
But can I write them? I feel like the donkey from Shrek.
Okay.
Okay.
Donkey.
Okay.
Donkey. I wish I could say that I had one of my first jobs was taking boobs out of movies. So did you ever edit the
I had a
word?
list of dirty words that could be said. What could be said before 8, what could be said after 8, and what could not be said at all.
Wow, and now you turn on regular TV and somebody say, listen, bitch, I'm going to kick your ass.
Like,
Whoa.
I certainly
Go
can.
along with-
After 8 o'clock at night when we were doing this, yes.
And now you turn on regular TV and you can see.
I know.
Yeah.
Pretty much, yeah. It takes a lot, NYPD Blue.
Yeah.
When I watched Supernatural for the first time and I heard "son of a bitch," I was like, "Whoa, man!"
Whoa.
That's my favorite show, Kendra.
That is my favorite. You know what? I did cry when they announced that.
Yes, I saw when you cried.
Yeah.
I did cry.
I think I had a tear in my eye when I read Nietzsche's letter.
I don't.
His letter, I actually tweeted him back. I said, "Stop making me cry, Misha Collins."
Yeah, I read the letter. I didn't cry about his letter, but I got choked up seeing the three of them tell everybody.
Well, I'm pretty sure they would like to do other things as actors and
I
as
think they
artists.
want to spend time with their families.
Yeah, I mean, let's see, Jensen's got his family business brew,
Yep.
which is in
Yeah.
Texas, making, from
Doing
what I
really
understand,
good.
But you
Yeah,
know,
and they're in the bar. They're
wasn't
in
he?
the bar in Austin as well.
And he's also doing a ton of voice acting for the DC cartoon universe, which is a way sweeter gig than being in the DC cinematic universe.
Right.
yeah.
Because he's the Red Hood, and I mean, honestly, I can't hear anyone as the Red Hood anymore, but Jensen Ackles. Like, honest, I can't even watch him when he was in Smallville. Because I thought he was a great villain in Smallville, and honestly,
I can go back.
I stopped. I refused to watch Supernatural because it's like, dude, fuck the guy who broke up Clark and Lana. And fuck Dean from Gilmore Girls. I'm not watching it.
And then here you are crying years later that they're not going to be together anymore.
Yeah, I know. How crazy is that? Like, anytime I watch Gilmore Girls, it's like, hey, look, it's Sam Winchester. Why are they calling him Dean? and then I'll watch Cheaper by the Dozen, and it's like, holy shit, Sam Winchester bullies Clark Kent. That is awesome. That is so cool. But that's gonna be. Matter of fact, what's kind of funny, I kind of reference. I put an Easter egg in the Enforcer, and I don't think anyone noticed. Well, obviously,
Well, I haven't read it yet, so I will.
Well, you're gonna be able to figure it out now because I'm about to kind of spill the beans.
Well,
But
shit.
I'm not gonna spill them completely. But I did put an Easter egg in the Enforcer, giving some love to not only the Winchester brothers, but also the original vampire hunting siblings, the Frog brothers.
Oh,
Yeah, you did.
And I'm actually planning on introducing these characters in the first spin-off, because the Darkland saga is like my Star Wars. So I can tell multiple stories in that world. And I think the first non-Bryce Creed story that I write, these siblings are going to make an appearance. So that's going to be
So Andrew Frog is going to be on Enforcer series. Yes.
I'm actually going to meet him in a couple of weeks. I'm going to meet Corey Feldman in a
Corey
couple of weeks at Steel City Con. Actually, that's why I got. Well, I'm not going to, because I have everything on top of them now. But I actually have the Frog Brothers dual pack of the Funko Pops, so I can get him to sign it. And if J.D. Newlander ever does one, then I'm going to get his signature too.
very cool.
Yep. I'd ask Corey Feldman, hey, you want to go get a drink? But I'm pretty sure that's uncouth considering the fact that he's a recovering addict.
Oh.
So, hey, you want to get some Olive Garden?
There you go.
Olive Garden.
Brian's new thing. He's never been, so he got.
Now I've been there, so it's the best place ever.
Yeah, and I said, Brian, Olive
Nice.
Garden is awesome.
Olive Garden is awesome. It's just like, come on, more cheese.
My entire Ryan series is sort of a hat tip to Supernatural.
Nice. I tell you the truth, man. The one thing, Supernatural answered so many questions. It's like, wow, why doesn't God get involved in things in the world? Psh, he decided, fuck heaven, he's going to write books. I can see that happening.
He was writing the Winchester books.
Yeah. Hey, that's it. God is actually Robert Singer. I have cracked the case. I found God.
On that note,
Hashtag
perfect way to
blasphemy.
end the show. Brian found God, everybody.
Hashtag
Well,
blasphemy.
they say if you're going to find religion, find it where you least likely expect it.
Exactly.
All right, guys. Well, we are at the end of our show for this week. Thank you for watching, and thank you guys for hanging out and being absolutely entertaining this week for us.
Thank you all.
I am always happy to entertain.
And we're happy to have you back, Brian. So remember that.
Yay.
Kindra, Ed, you guys are welcome back too. Don't think I forgot about you.
Oh yeah. Side note.
Yeah, this is the first time Kindra and I have been back on here in like a year.
Yeah,
It's been a while.
it's
It's
been
been a
quite
bit,
some
yeah.
time. I think the first time we were actually on it, me and you, was when we first started working on Invincible Heart, right?
Yep, that's
Yeah.
Oh, wow, that was a long time.
Yeah.
ago.
yeah, and this was actually my very, very first book related media. This was so
Oh, yeah, it's
technically,
a podcast.
so technically Katie Salad Ass popped my cherry.
Somebody say salad ass. Oh, why that must be great.
Well, Katie's nickname on Facebook Messenger for me is Madam Salad Ass.
Yep.
Wow.
If I ate more salad, I'd have less ass, so can't do that.
Oh man.
All right, guys, we will talk to you again later. Everybody watching, we will see you next week on Saturday at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time for another episode of Spilling Ink. Catch you later.
Fire books.
Bye.
Buy our books.
Yep.